there's the stuff. All right. Let's see what I got here. All right. Looks like I finally got my fuel. They wouldn't send it directly to the Philippines, so I sent it to the shipping company and they sent it to me. And I've got some rubber gloves. I'm going to be using this to work on the motorcycle. And I have some crackers. These are no sugar, no salt from Whole Foods. And let's see, what else we got? And Huel sent me a shaker mug. And this is Paleo Crunch granola. And let's see what else is in here. This says, okay, this is soap from a place called Soap Kitchen. And there's three big bars like this. It's in Pasadena. Small operation in Old Town Pasadena, California, where they make their own soap on premises. And Huel Hauser did a show on that. It's called the Soap Kitchen. Let's see what else we got. This is a granola that you can buy in the U.S. It's called Ezekiel, boy, sure got a little batter here. Ezekiel 4:9. So this supposed to be, if you look in the Bible, in the book of Ezekiel, God told Ezekiel to put together a few grains, and this is supposed to be the same thing that they talked about in the Bible. But regardless of the scriptures, it's pretty good stuff. It tastes pretty good. And it looks like Huel sent me, it says Huel on there. I think they sent me a t-shirt. Yeah, there's a t-shirt. So I got the t-shirt and the Huel. What else do we got? Grain-free granola. Keto pancake mix. I think this came from Huel. This is like the mixing, measuring cups. This is really good stuff. This is called almond butter. And you can't buy this in the Philippines. Not that I know of. It's pretty good. It comes from Whole Foods. Let's see, what else? Okay, I got soap pads. Like, I'm gonna use this for taking off some of the little surface rust on the motorcycle. I couldn't find steel wool or SOS pads in the Philippines. Well, I couldn't find it. If you go to like any of the Home Depot places and you ask for steel wool, they don't know what you're talking about. Well, they didn't know what I was talking about. But anyway, I was going to buy SOS brand, but SOS brand was way too expensive on Amazon, so I got soap pads. So that's going to work for that. Got some more grain-free granola. This is called Wild Way. And what else? Got some chips here that are supposed to be, this is supposed to be from Whole Foods, and it says grain-free, no salt. Now, I wanted to try these out. Another thing you can't buy in the Philippines. What else we got? Got a Huel book and some meal replacement. And I also bought, this is something similar to It's similar to Huel. But it's a different company. It's called Soylent, and this is supposed to be, hey, it's people. No, it's not people, but it's. You probably saw that Charlton Heston movie, Soylent Green, with Soylent Red, or actually strawberry. But this is Soylent. Is supposed to be ready to drink meal replacement. And I got 6 bottles of it. And I think that is the entire selection from this package. Oh, hello there. Okay, now I wanted to go over some stuff about how I got the shipment from the United States to the Philippines over here in Dumaguete. Now, if you have like a trusted family member, son, daughter, or trusted friend, you know, they could probably, you know, get your stuff together and that you want shipped here and ship it by LBC. And that's probably the cheapest. And then if you went it by boat, you know, then even cheaper. But now if you don't have that access, then you might want to go with a company. Now what I did is I looked through on the net, you know, the different companies that ship stuff to the Philippines or ship stuff overseas, and I decided to go with a place called Planet Express. Now one of the reasons why, well, there's several reasons, but one of the reasons is I figured, you know, the shipping would be cheaper from the West Coast, and that was one reason. And another reason is they answered the phone. I called them and they answered the phone, and they and also they'll answer emails. And some of these places they won't answer the phone, so you're kind of doing like a risk with them, you know, because then if you need to explain something, hopefully you won't, but if you need to explain something in detail, you know, it's kind of hard going back and forth with emails. So I got that established, and they had like a standard membership and a premium membership. You can go online and look and see what they offer. And the premium membership was $50 a year. So I went with premium membership, and they do consolidation. Like they take your packages out and apart and put it into one box, and they charge I think it's $2 for each one. So after that, then I joined Amazon Prime. And Amazon Prime you can, for most items, you don't pay any shipping to get to where it's going to be shipped out at. So my address was in Gardena because that's where Planet Express operates. They have several other places, but I figured I'd just go with Gardena. So once I was on Amazon Prime, then if I wanted food items from Whole Foods, what Amazon Prime would do is that you go into like a Whole Foods menu on Amazon, then you order your stuff, and then instead of, you know, going the postal route, they will go there. Some buyer will go to the nearest Whole Foods from your location, which in my case would be, so I think it was on in Gardena, so at Planet Express. So what they do is they just go pick up your stuff, and then they drop it off in Gardena. I think there might be a Whole Foods in Gardena. So that's how that works. And anything that you wanted shipped that needed to be mailed to my location or my address in Gardena, then it will go through Amazon Prime and pay for the items, you know, with a credit card, and then it ends up there. Now, I had about 6 boxes, and so they consolidated all that. And they give you a choice of what you want, how you want it shipped. So I went with DHL, and it cost, I think it was, well, wait a minute, I have some notes here. Let me see. Okay, so it was 27 pounds is how much my box weighed, and I paid $164 to have that box shipped here to Dumageddon. And it was mailed out from Gardena on November 27th, and it arrived here December 10th. And it went like the whole route, you know, went through Hong Kong, then Cebu. It went all over the place, and you have your tracking. Now there's a catch to all this. Because when it arrives here, I knew this was going to happen, and I was prepared for it. I had to give them for the delivery 4,200, and they have all the documentation, 4,200 pesos for duty fees. So you know, if there's something you can buy here in the Philippines, just buy it here. But if there's something you want, and you know, I used to go to the U.S. every year and buy a bunch of stuff and then ship it by LBC to myself when I came back here. But as you know, there's no international travel right now, and that's like a whole nother subject. But at any rate, that's the deal. And well, I think that's pretty much it. Now I did get some meal replacement. I got Huel, and I got the new flavor, the peanut butter and then the vanilla. The peanut butter is okay, but it's a real strong peanut butter. So if you buy Huel, you might want to just get the vanilla or berry flavor. Now, let's see. Yeah, here's it. And I also got Soylent. It's right here. And you might have seen the film. This is a Soylent meal replacement. You might have seen the 1973 film with Charlton Heston, you know, called Soylent Green. And you know, he was in, it was a, I recommend, if you haven't seen it, you should see it. It's supposed to be in the future, and there's a lot of limited resources, and there's not there's limited space, and people are living in really small places. And in the film, Charlton Heston is supposed to be a police detective, and he's living with Edward G. Robinson, who's supposed to be a retired writer. And one scene I thought was pretty good was he was called out to go investigate some old guy that passed away. The guy had been a big shot in the government or something, and so he goes to this place, and it's a big apartment, which in the future, the limited resources, this is like a big deal, you know, a big apartment, nice apartment. And so he talks to the old guy passed away, so he called the coroner, and then he talks to the girlfriend, and she's young, hot looking girl, and she was the old guy's girlfriend, and so now she has the place to herself. And so he asks all the questions, you know, what happened and all that. And then she says, why don't you stay here with me? And Charlton Heston says, well, no, I can't stay here. I'm a detective. I got a police detective. I got stuff to do, and I got to go places. And she said, no, I think you should stay here with me. And he was not going for it. And then she said, you can take a shower here. And so Charlton Heston says, "You got a shower here?" And so he's kind of wavering now, and then she says, "Yes, and you can run the water as long as you want." And so Charlton Heston goes, "Okay, I'll stay." Anyway, Soylent Green. If you haven't seen it, I think you should. It's a pretty interesting film. And anyway, I think we got I think I covered all the aspects of the box and the costs. I think that's it. Well, you better watch out. You better look out. You better watch out. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Well, he sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows when you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Well, you better watch out. You better look out. You better watch out. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Merry Christmas.